Hello YouTubers, welcome, it's MyTyme here. It's another episode of WWE SUpercard Season 2. Now it is 12:50 AM here, so I may flag a little. Apologies for any mistakes, plenty of errors coming up. I wanted to do this earlier. I wanted to get a ring domination video out just as it hit in to show you my strategy, and hopefully you can get out of the way, stupid blue stacks, and hopefully show you guys a way to potentially navigate yourself through the system, pretty much losing no games. It's not, as I said, a science. It's just a, should we say, a tactic, a strategy that I have found myself which seems to work. Now, I've seen plenty of other strategies on here, and well, yeah, let's just say a few of them are questionable. People not really thinking about what they're doing, and subsequently ending up with a few more losses than they need. And obviously the more losses you get, the less cards you get to pull, the longer it takes for you to get the cards, etc, etc. Now, before we go, I'm just going to two things of notice. One, ignore the King of the Ring. It's a training one, so I don't even have any energy for it. I'll work on that later on. But exhibition, notice I've played 1200 games now, so I got an ultra rare Paul, I got an ultra rare Mark Henry. I then also got into ultra rare for exhibition, got an ultra rare Paul off the deck, and I got an ultimate warrior. So I was up to just before 8 AM my time over here. My time, never mind. Yeah, just before 8 AM training. So I got Mark Henry and ultimate warrior up to 15. I got them to play 10 games each. I got them to play 20 games each. Got all their stats maxed up. And I come into ring domination hoping to get into epic tier. Now I'm in the ultra rare tier here because my deck is weaker, and I'm going to show you why it's weaker in a minute. But if I press autofill, in comes ultimate warrior, in comes Mark Henry, and look at that, super rare plus plus, full bar. So I looked, I was like, what the hell is this? 2 rare supports. Hold up. Swap, super rare 1, swap, super rare 2. Oh, what's my stomach? Sorry about that. Super rare plus plus. I mean, is this some kind of joke? I mean, it hasn't even moved up. I've bought in 2 stronger support cards from where I was, and I still haven't moved into ultra rare. I have 7 ultra rare cards, and they're all maxed out. I then have 3 super rare cards that have been perfectly pro'd and are stronger than all my ultra rare cards, and I'm still not in the ultra rare tier. I mean, what kind of stupidity is this? I mean, seriously, where is the logic behind this? And this really, I'm gonna try and watch my language, but it's really frustrated me. Okay, it's just like a kick in the doggy doo-doos, if you know what I mean. And I could not. I was so angry because I stayed up to do this. And yeah, so this is the state that I was in. But nonetheless, I wanted to get into the ultra rare tier before it started. So when my game opened, I'd have super rare, ultra rare, and epic as my potential rewards. But never mind, it's not to be. Clearly, the game doesn't like me. So my tactic involves dumbing down your deck. Now, to do so, I'd recommend you staying in a tier. So I wouldn't say, oh, come out of ultra rare into super rare, because you're going to lose your potential prizes. Now, the only way you do that is if you leave it in ultra rare before the game starts. It automatically picks the levels you're in or whatever, and then you drop down to do your fights. But I will bring in 2 weaker heroes. Okay, so for this, I'm going to use Dean Ambrose because he is a right arrow. And I'm going to use another card which isn't a right arrow, so preferably an up or down arrow, and isn't someone that I have been using. So we'll bring in, just say, Roman Reigns. Okay, now deck choice. I'm fortunate in that I have, and I will try and show you guys, I have 2 right arrows, I have 2 up arrows, I have 2 down arrows, and oh, sorry, change because I've taken out the ultimate warrior. Yeah, that was a bit of a fail. I have 3 right arrows, 2 down arrows, 2 up arrows, and 1 left arrow in the form of ultimate warrior. Now, ideally, you want to try and have 2 or 3 in up or down, and 2 or 3 in left or right for my tactic. Now, to have a balance like this, say 2 down, 2 up, and 3 right, is fine. The two cards at the bottom, the two weaker sacrificial cards you're putting in for a reason, which I will show you momentarily. Ideally you want them to be two different arrows as well. And the reason why I'm going with right is because I only have one right arrow in the miz, and the reason I'm going with up is because it makes no difference. I've got two up and two downs. Okay, but you want them to be different because they could come in use later on when you at the end of ring domination. Now, what is ring domination? Those of you that haven't played ring domination before, you start off in a tier. I'm in super rare tier. You will then fight in the tier below, which in this case is rare, other players, and if you win the match you get to pick shards off of a board which will eventually reveal a rare card, and once you complete enough battles and remove all the pieces of shards to reveal the whole card, you get to collect the card. Then you move up into the tier you're in, which will be super rare. Once you do that again, you then move up into the tier above you, which will be ultra rare, and once again, so you can win 3 cards from ring domination. And you then click on bouts here to fight. They recharge over time. Every 15 minutes you get a new bout, and down the bottom you can click on these bonus matches and they will give you double picks, 2 times piece picks. So you could pick either 4 picks if you win, or 2 picks if you lose. They could be double to 8 picks or 4 picks respectively. Now I'm very quickly, just before I go in there, going to feed a few cards away because I know I'm going to be close to my limit. I wouldn't normally do feeding like this either, so this is just to get rid of the cards. So the idea, and I'll explain this quickly while I'm going through here, the idea is to take a ring which is split into 9 squares. Okay, so it's like one big square to emulate a ring, and it's split into 9 sections. You want to hold the majority of those sections at the end of the match. Now you play first, which means you will get 5 picks. Your opponent plays second, so you get 5 picks in the ring, your opponent gets 4 picks. Now how to take or control the ring is by fighting people. Now you don't fight your own players, so if you have a piece in the ring and you put another superstar next to a piece you own, they won't fight. Okay, if you put it next to an opponent, then there's a possibility they will fight. Now how do they fight? They will fight depending on their arrows. So an up arrow will engage in a hero above them, a down arrow and a hero below them, a left arrow and a hero to the left of them, and vice versa with a right arrow. So that's why you have different arrows. Now it doesn't matter what the arrow of the card already on the board is, it's only the card being placed on the board during that turn which can initiate a fight. And it doesn't matter what the arrow of the other card is, all that matters is that the card being placed has a card adjacent to it which it can engage in. So obviously it's only going to be able to engage in any card. For example, if it was Stone Cold, who is a down arrow with a card below it, if it was put next to a card to the side of it, say like a Bret Hart, it wouldn't fight it. Okay, so now I'll show you that in ring domination. Now the idea is to win as many games as possible and collect pieces. Now I'm going to show you this without changing my opponents. Now you can refresh your opponents. You can go to your deck and click down and come back, and a new opponent will be there. You can go to the back screen and come back in, refresh and pick a new opponent. Now I recommend picking opponents in your level. So if you're super rare plus plus, play super rare plus plus. Try and avoid any ultra rares that come up because they're going to have a slightly stronger deck than you. Vice versa, if you've just snuck into a tier, say you're in super rare plus plus and it's bringing you up just super rare plus opponents, then by all means feel free to fight them because you should have a slightly stronger deck overall in terms of attribute points for your total superstars. Now, okay, why did I pick some weaker cards? I have picked 2 weaker cards here, and now I'm going to look at my stronger cards. I've got 2 strong down cards, 1 strong left card, 1 strong up card. So I have 2 down cards, hence I am going to now put a weaker card in the bottom left, because I have 2 strong down cards and a strong left card. So I put Roman Reigns in the bottom left. He has a turquoise background to show that he is my card. The opponent has now put down Tito in bottom middle, and Tito has fought with Roman Reigns. The reason he's done that because he was a left arrow He's engaged. Roman Reigns has a green background, and so does Tito. Tito has a green background because he was the opponent's card and they put him in the opponent's green. My background is a turquoise. You can tell it. My name, MyTyme, is got a turquoise background to it. So, what I will do here is I will place a card in here with a down arrow to face Roman Reigns, which can beat him. Now, if you notice, Batista beats Roman Reigns in all stats. It's a down arrow, so he will fight him, and he can't lose this match. So I'm going to choose to pick him. I could put him here to fight Tito, and once again he would win because he beats him in all attributes. He can't lose, even if the procs trigger, because the abilities can trigger. Even if any of the Tito's or Roman's procs trigger, he will not have a strong enough stat in any of his abilities to beat me. So I'm going to take Roman Reigns because he's in the corner. He can't be attacked from top anymore, and he can't be attacked from the right because Batista and Tito have got him blocked. Diagonal isn't in the game, okay? There are no heroes with any diagonal triangles. Therefore, there can be no interaction through diagonal. It's only from adjacent, so vertically even horizontally. So, tactic 1, I've guaranteed myself the Roman Reigns card, okay? Because he can't take Roman Reigns, okay? He can't take him anymore. He's now going to play the right back. Now, if you notice what's key here, the first time I laid Roman Reigns, he attacked him with Tito. Now, it looks like one of his weaker cards, so he attacked him with a card that could beat him. Okay, attacked him with a card that could beat Roman, but not his best card. I've then taken Roman with Ryback. He hasn't put another left card to attack Ryback and take him, which makes me believe he doesn't have a left card strong enough to do so. He also hasn't put a card above Ryback, say a Batista like mine, or Stone Cold, who is a down arrow, to attack him and take that card. He's put a card on the right hand side, near nothing. Now, if we carried on like this, not fighting, I'm automatically going to win 5-4. So, this game is telling me that the computer probably has some strong up cards and right cards, because he's not choosing to interact with my players on the left hand side anymore, and he hasn't chosen to go above Batista. So that's making me think, he probably doesn't have a strong down card, but he can probably take the left card. So what should I do? I am going to take Tito. Now I'm going to assume that he might be able to jump back on top and beat him back with one of his down cards, but I don't mind that, and I'll show you why. Because I'm going to take this card. Now that means I'm going to have Ultimate Warrior in the bottom right, Roman Reigns in the bottom left, both guaranteed, both cards the computer can't take. I'm also going to own his Tito. Now this means there's 100%, if he's got a down card, he'll take this card now with a 300 hero. He can't do it, okay? He can't do it because he obviously doesn't have the card to do it. Most of his cards are right cards and up cards, okay? And I know that from experience. So as a result, I'm going to put Stone Cold top left because I know he can't attack to the left and take Stone Cold. Bang, Rob Van Dam, up arrow. And I've now left myself a card which faces up so he doesn't fight, and a card which faces right so he doesn't fight. And this is key because if we both had 4 cards apiece and I was left in this situation, if I had a left or a down arrow, I'd have to fight either Rob Van Dam or I'd have to fight Ryback, and Dean Ambrose would lose to both, and Roman Reigns would probably lose to both, knowing my luck. So, and he beats Ryback on 2 stats, but you never know what the computer's going to pick. So I've left myself somebody who can come into the corner and not fight. So I'm going to win this 6-3. Now it doesn't matter whether you win it 9-0, 8-1, 7-2, 6-3 or 5-4. You get the same number of picks. It's still the one win. You just want to do it as literally as simple as you can. So I will take the picks. I haven't got the pick boost on because I don't want to have to keep going back and removing and leveling cards up to make space in my deck. So there we go, 1 for 1 using that method. I'm not going to change my opponents. I'm just going to go in and show you again. Just have a quick drink now. That's better. Helllllo, Superman 1221. Let's see how super he is. Okay, same idea again. I only have one weaker card this time, and it's in the form of Roman Reigns. I have 2 up, 2 down. Overall, my strongest card is Jack Swagger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Roman Reigns in the top right, so he can be beat by Jack Swagger, and he can also be beat by Dolph Ziggler. Okay, so he will go up here. Now, the computer has chosen to take my Roman Reigns with a fairly strong Sheamus. Okay, fairly strong Sheamus. That was an up card. We're going to remember that. Now, I have a couple of choices. I can either try and take his Sheamus, I can try and take my Roman Reigns, or I can play a card anywhere here. I don't want to do that. I want to guarantee myself 2 cards after my second go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my Dolph Ziggler card. It guarantees me Roman Reigns in the corner. It's a lot stronger than Roman Reigns. So the fact that, and before I play it, if you remember back, the fact that last game when I had Roman Reigns in the bottom left, he used Tito, which was only just about a better card. This time he's used a miles better card to beat Roman Reigns. That means he probably doesn't have any weaker up arrows, okay? He's only got either a stronger up arrow or no other up arrows. So I'm going to take Roman Reigns, knowing that he's either got to have a much stronger card to beat my Dolph Ziggler, or he can't beat it with an up arrow. The only way he'll take that card is with a right arrow. So this is going to help me to force out one of his stronger cards if he can, and he can't. So I know now for a fact he hasn't got a card which is right arrow, which is capable of beating Dolph Ziggler, or an up arrow capable of beating Dolph Ziggler. So what am I going to do? I was going to take the risk of using myself and taking out Sheamus, okay? But I'm not, because there is a chance, even if I use the stats, that Sheamus can proc and beat me. Okay, if I use the +7 stat, which you can use both your boosts each game, and he procs, he can beat me. Okay, I think he procs in Sheamus toughness. I mean, I'd be unlucky to be fair, but should I take that risk, or I should be showing you how to win, shouldn't I? I shouldn't be taking that risk. I don't need to take that risk. So I'm going to use the +7, and I'm going to use Roman Reigns to beat Stone Cold. Now I'm doing this assuming that he has a strong, he's going to have a strong left arrow. Okay, so I'm taking Stone Cold. He'll be guaranteed win here. He can't beat me. Guaranteed to have the top left corner. But he's going to lay a card now with a left arrow that will beat my Roman Reigns. Are you ready? It's 500. Okay, not quite 500. It's Jake Snake Roberts, who's, well, it's just a bit pony, to be honest with you. He might actually do it. I didn't even see what the attribute was. Okay, he won. But I knew that, okay? And he might say, oh, Wayne, well, why did you go and do that? I mean, why did you go and take a card knowing that you were then going to lose your Roman Reigns? I did that because I've left myself this card here, Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger can comfortably beat Roman in all attributes. Just in case, I'll use the +7. Once I beat Roman, I will have Roman guaranteed, and the top 3, which can be 4 guaranteed cards, with both of us with 1 square to play. So even if he has another strong left arrow, which he could do, I will have the top 3 lines, Roman Reigns, and I've got 2 down arrows left, which means that they can't interact with anyone, so I've won the game. Okay, I can't lose the game from here, and you will see. I will guarantee Roman Reigns being my card, which means I've got all 3 at the top and Roman. So even if he takes my Jack Swagger with a card here, he'll only have, with a card in the middle, okay, he'd only have 4 cards. I've now got down arrows, so even if, say, Roddy Piper was here, he fought my Jack Swagger, and Jack Swagger was his card, this was his card, and these 2 are his card. My last card would be a down arrow, which would mean I'd win 5-4. So this is why you keep cards for your last move, which don't require you to have to fight so I would have won 5-4 even if he had a strong card left. But notice how he called out his card, what the computer was going to do. I played my hand, so he did that to guarantee me to win. Be clever. I didn't try and take his strongest cards. I'd have 2 strong cards that I'm pretty sure he can't take. I let him take my card, knowing that I could win it back and he wouldn't be able to then take the card that I put down from me, and I'd be guaranteed it. I was guaranteed that Roman Reigns that way, so I was guaranteed 4 cards. It didn't matter what he did with my Jack Swagger. He could win it or lose it or not fight it. Didn't matter. He's lost the game. From the second that I put that Roman Reigns there, he'd lost the game. And I can do it again now, hopefully, and show you. You look at your team again, you find the card which is going to be your weak card. I've got 2 downs, 1 left, 1 right, 1 up. Okay, so 2 downs left. I'm going to go this way, so I'm going to put Roman bottom left because I've got 2 down cards. So I'm going to want to have 2 options to play my stronger cards down. Because obviously, as you probably work out, once you start putting cards along the bottom, it then means that up arrows are unlikely to be used in the game. Vice versa, if you start playing cards along the top, it's unlikely that the down arrow is going to be used. So he's now made a boo-boo here, okay? He tried to beat my Roman Reigns with a Kevin Owens and he lost. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play my Roman Reigns at the bottom, because he'll probably take him from a left arrow. Okay, he's trying to take Kevin Owens with a left arrow. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any strong down arrows because he didn't use a hero which comfortably beat my Roman Reigns in the bottom left. He decided to take a risk with Kevin Owens and he lost it. Once again here, I'm assuming he doesn't have a strong down arrow because he never tried to take Kevin Owens from the top, which would have been easy with literally any card, and he never tried to tap my Roman Reigns. He never tried to tap my Roman Reigns from the left. He went for Kevin Owens with the left with his, was that Heath Slater Edge? My eyes, card. So it's 2 apiece now. What it's telling me is he's probably got strong up cards and right cards. As a result, I'm not going to let him lay those cards and attack me. So I'm going to use my Batista and take Kevin Owens. So I'm guaranteed this Kevin Owens card, and I'm already guaranteed my Roman Reigns in the bottom left. So it's 2 cards and guaranteed in this match. I'm also fairly confident that if he takes Batista, it's a massively good card. He hasn't. This tells me he doesn't have the cards to do so. Now, to, should we say, save time, I'm going to put a strong card in here. I don't need to fight either of these 2 cards. I'm only going for the win, and my last card is a right arrow. Now, he's put out a load of weak cards. Maybe I was just very lucky. Maybe he never had any strong cards in his pool, but everything I said, he can't attack me from the left, he can't attack me from above, was true. I just worked out from playing the game and from seeing the 1 or 2 moves that the computer made. And if you play it, you'll begin to work it out as well. You'll begin to see, oh, he's done this, he's done that. And that's why I say, just keep an eye out. Remember what he's used and in what order, just so you know kind of what cards have come out of his hand and the likely cards he've got left, because you know the tier you're in from your own tier, from your own deck, that you can't have 6 or 7 massively powerful cards unless the other 5 or 4, or depending how many you got, are complete utter pap. So if he's used 3 or 4 monster cards, you know he's coming back with 1 or 2, say 1 or 2 awful cards which can be guaranteed wins for you. So here I've got the scenario where I don't have one of my weaker cards, or my specifically weaker cards. So what I have to do now is use one of my weaker, stronger cards, which still leaves me 2 options to beat it. So in this case, it's very likely to be either The Miz or Batista. Now, I could use Roman Reigns as well, but if you check between all the stacks, The Miz is probably only going to beat most people in charisma. So I'm going to put The Miz here. And because Dolph Ziggler is a right arrow, I want to put him in the top right because I don't have a left arrow. So I don't want to put him top left because that means Dolph Ziggler becomes useless and probably both my 2 top arrows. So I'm going to put him in the top right so I can use Dolph Ziggler to win him back, or Jack Swagger, or maybe even Roman Reigns. Now, computer has gone in the top left. That tells me he does not have a right arrow or an up arrow that are strong enough to take the Miz. That means if I take Shawn Michaels with a left arrow, he's unlikely to be able to take him back, okay? I can't do that. I can take Shawn Michaels with an up arrow, either my Jack Swagger or potentially my Roman Reigns. Now Roman Reigns isn't guaranteed because depending if Shawn Michaels procs or not, I could lose. Jack Swagger is guaranteed, but I don't want to waste Jack Swagger now. You know, I know he doesn't have a good right team. I know he doesn't have a good up team. So if I put a card in here, he won't be able to take it. So I'm not going to go for Shawn Michaels. I'm going to put Batista in here. Now the reason I didn't go for Shawn Michaels is because, as I said earlier, I know that if we play all the way to the end and we don't battle, I'll win 5-4. I also know he has no good right arrows or good up arrows. And by good, I mean they're not above 300, or enough of their stats aren't above 300. They're a bit like his Shawn Michaels. So all my cards will, you know, comfortably beat them. Once again, I could now put Jack Swagger in to try and take out his Kane, but I would potentially lose if it was a charisma match. So instead what I'm going to do is go with my first theory. He doesn't have enough good cards there, so I'm going to put Stone Cold, who's quite tough, in this position with the right. Hey presto, he can't attack Stone Cold. Now what I will do is guarantee myself the game. Okay, it's 3-3 here. I'm going to use a stat and I'm going to take his Mark Henry, expecting him to beat my Jack Swagger. Okay, note this now. I'm expecting him to lay a left arrow card which will beat my Jack Swagger, and I mean it's going to be a strong card, like either a perfect pro super rare or potentially maybe an epic card which is being leveled up or something like that. But I take Mark Henry. This will give me 4 guaranteed cards with 1 move to go. Okay, just to show you in case you're confused why, I will have Batista and Miz and Mark Henry and either Stone Cold or Jack Swagger, because the computer could only attack one of those. As it happens, he didn't attack either. I don't want to use my up arrow because there's no point having the fight for the sake of it, and I could lose it. I'd still lose it and win 5-4 because I've got 5 guaranteed places. I've kept myself an arrow, which means I don't have to fight anyone, and I win 6-3. And that showed you me winning the game without me trying to attack the computer. Okay, the only time I tried to attack the computer was once we were 6 cards in, and that's because I knew the strategy he was pretty much going to try and play, and the kind of cards he had based on what he's done, because the computer will try and beat you if it can. The computer has to win. You have to remember that the computer only gets 4 goes, so if it can beat you, it will try to beat you. If it can take a card, it will take a card. That is its mentality, and that's what you'd have to do. It has to be aggressive. So if it's not taking a card, the only reason is because it can't take it. There is no tactical reason behind it. It's not sitting there thinking I'm trying to bait you into this. You know, the computer, if it lays a weaker card, will do so in a different place, knowing that it can take it back itself later, or it's not attacking your card because it can't. I have 2 downs here, and a left and a right, so it doesn't matter where I go, just to mix it up. I use the Ultimate Warrior, just go rather than Dolph Ziggler. I've got 2 downs, which means I'm going to put my weak Dean Ambrose bottom, because I've got 2 downs, and bottom left, so I can use my Ultimate Warrior or my either of my 2 down arrows, Batista or Stone Cold. Here we go. He has used a Perfect Pro Oscar Taker. So this tells me he could still have a strong down and a strong left arrow. I don't know, because he's used a medium card to take that card. So I'm going to take Dean Ambrose back with my Batista. It's guaranteed win. I guarantee myself 1 card. Now I will see if he uses a left arrow or a down arrow to attack my Batista. If he uses a left arrow and it's a strong left arrow, then he could still have some down arrows. He's used neither. He has not attacked my Batista. Therefore, I know he doesn't have a down arrow or a left arrow capable of beating my Batista. Well, that's good news for me, because if he doesn't have a down arrow or a left arrow capable of beating my Batista, then if I take Gold Dust, he's not going to have a down arrow capable. He's not going to have a left arrow capable of taking him. He's going to have to take him with an up arrow. Or if I take, for example, Undertaker, which I'm going to do here, he can't take my Ultimate Warrior. So my Ultimate Warrior is a guaranteed lock-in, and there's a very good chance he won't be able to take his Undertaker either. So there's a very good chance now you watch that I've got all these, all these P-laces locked, and the game's mine. Now for the sake of it, I'm not going to fight, okay? I'm going to use Stone Cold down to get the game over. I've left myself an up and a left depending where he plays. Dolph Ziggler in the right, and I've won. Easy win, okay? Doesn't matter what cards he had left in the back. I didn't see 2 cards or 3 cards that he didn't get to use. Doesn't matter. I'd already worked out that I hadn't left him the options to attack my people, so I could just play the game and win it. And this is how I recommend you guys play, okay? I recommend you use this kind of strategy that I'm using. As you see, I haven't lost yet. That could change now in this game. I'm going to try and win every game 5-4. If I don't need to win fights once the game's already run, I'm just running it out. I'm taking a bit longer here because I'm trying to explain my thought process. But, you know, once again, 2 ups, 2 right arrows when we take away my weak card, which means I'm going to want to be top right. Up he goes. Okay, they fight. Massively strong card in this thing. Epic card, okay? Epic card. Strong card, right card. Now, why has he used a strong right card to take such a weak card? Do you know why? Because he doesn't have any weaker right hand cards. So I will now take my Roman Reigns back with a Roman Reigns of my own. Okay, so I know that he's not going to take Roman Reigns with a right card. He might be able to take him with an up card. Otherwise, I would tell if he doesn't attack Roman Reigns, he doesn't have a strong up card or a strong right card. Okay, I've been proven wrong now. I've been proven wrong because he did have another strong right card. Just for some reason, he used his strongest card to take my my Roman Reigns. Now you might be sitting there going, ha ha ha, you're gonna lose. What an idiot. He thought his tactic was so good. But I've left myself Jack Swagger, who is capable of beating Roman Reigns in every attribute. So now I will take him with Jack Swagger. Now the chances of him having a third hero, strong right arrow, he's already taken up an epic card and a perfect pro super rare. There is no way, okay? There is no way possible that he can take out his Jack Swagger, okay? It's impossible. So he's going to play something else. Cool. He's played a top card. Now, I can't take his Roman Reigns. I also know that he can't take my Jack Swagger. But he might be able to take me with an up card. Now, if you look at his cards, okay, he's used 3 beastie cards. I mean, I don't have a card in my deck that can take out either his Randy Orton or his Roman Reigns. Plus, I only have a couple of cards that can could definitely beat his Dean Ambrose and probably wouldn't need the proc. But what I have learned is he's used up all his right hand cards now. He also never bothered to attack me with an up card. Now, with that in mind, if I were to put my Batista card here, I am fairly confident that he could not take that card. Problem being is, if he put a strong card here, I would be forced to fight because I'd be left with 2 right arrows. Now, if I play a card here, for example, Dolph Ziggler, I am fairly confident that he is unable to take that card because he didn't try and take my Jack Swagger. However, if I have this card here and he plays a card here which is strong, I would be forced to either attack Dean Ambrose with my Miz, or to attack whatever card is here with my Batista. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to have another fight because of the cards I've got left and the way he's gone and built this. But it's still in my favour because I know he can't attack right. I know he's probably not got a good up attack. His only chance of having a strong card is to attack left. So I don't want to put a card here and give him a chance to take it unless I can put a card here that I can definitely beat. And the time I would put a card here that I could definitely beat would be, for example, if I had... I could put the Miz here. and I knew that I could beat him down or left depending which way he went, knowing that he's probably going to have to be a left arrow. I put the Miz there knowing that my Batista can beat the Miz, and I'm not going to do that because there's a chance he could lose on charisma. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to either put a card in here knowing that he can't take it from the right hand side, or put a card here. Now I'm going to put the card here knowing that he can't take it, okay, and he's going to put a card bottom left. You watch, he's putting a card in the bottom left, and I'm going to have to fight it with my Batista, but I should win it. Okay, perfect. I knew it was going to happen. How he still got such a good card left, I don't know. Now I'm going to rely on a bit of luck. I'm going to basically rely on no proc and it not being charisma, and now this is going to see if I'm going to get screwed up or not. We'll soon see. As long as it doesn't proc, I should win. Okay, fine. But there you go. I told you what was going to happen. How the hell? There you go. Look at that. I beat a person who's got 2 cards that are stronger than any card in my deck. His third card he's used would probably be about the 4th strongest card in my deck, and his last card is obviously a super card. It's the same as one of my weak ones, and that's me beating him using a deck with 2 cards which are in the hundreds still. They're just basic super rare cards. And the only reason I won that game is because, as I tried to explain to you, I logically played through it. I worked out what cards he's used, where he could and couldn't go, and the likelihood of the kind of cards he's going to play that I could beat. So I left myself in a situation that I couldn't attack left, I couldn't attack up. Therefore I had to leave myself in a position where I was guaranteeing myself potentially 4 spots. I had the 3 on the right, guaranteeing myself a 4th spot with Dolph Ziggler, knowing that he couldn't attack him with a right hand card, and knowing that then he was going to put a card at the bottom that I'd be forced to attack, because I either then have to attack right or down. They were the 2 options I got left. It's like the computer knows. He didn't put a card up here in the middle right, middle left, so then I could put either my cards in the bottom and automatically win it. He put it in the bottom left, and I had to fight it, and I just knew that was going to happen. That's the way the game seems to go. But there you go. I've played 6 bouts, I think. I don't think one refreshed. I played 6 bouts. Didn't use the bonuses, but I've won them all. And I've even just won that last bout, which shows you that you can beat a team which is miles stronger than yours, card for card, on the deck. If you tactically go about it, you can still beat it. And yes, it required the luck in the end that I didn't want to have just a charisma match. Okay, I'd have been unlucky if it had been just a charisma match, but that was against 4 cards which were a lot stronger than you're pretty much ever going to get, and you're unlucky against those situations if it happens, but I've just proved to you that you can still win it. So it's up to you which kind of method you go for. As I said, I'm going to work into this a bit more. Might show another video once I've played a bit more of Ring Domination, once I get into maybe super rare tier. If anyone's got any ideas, any ways to make this better, any moves that they think that I'm maybe missing that could help, please let me know. Please comment, please like, please do anything to get me off of my ground zero just starting. I hope you found this helpful. If it helps you and you're going through and you're doing well in Ring Domination, please let me know. It'd be nice to hear if other people find that they're beating more people by trying to adopt a similar strategy to this. I have seen other people with their Ring Dominations, and I've seen people who start off in the middle. I've seen people that will religiously start off, say, top left, and I don't like either of those strategies, because if you just start in one place up here, you're paying no attention to your cards, so you're not playing to your strengths, which is key. Okay, it's absolutely key. Your cards will determine your strategy, as I tried to show you with my game. And if you start off in the middle, you're leaving yourself a hero which can get attacked 4 times. Okay, now you might say, well, if you attack it 4 times, your opponent wins it, you win it, your opponent wins it, you win it, the card's yours. In theory, yes, but you get no idea strength of your opponent, because he could have any card which can attack it, and it doesn't let you know that he's, for example, used a weak card on your weak card, or he's used a really strong card on your really weak card, and you can't then try and gauge what he's got left in his hand, or what he's got left in. Give it a go. Let me know how it goes. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. So I've been babbling on. I just wanted to try and show you and help you guys out. So take care. It's been my time. It's been a pleasure, and look after yourself. Good luck getting your reward.